Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well. Very exciting day today because yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? Day before, I believe, we went and picked up a greenhouse that I found on Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, really excited. I hope you can hear me because it's very windy today, but yeah, really excited. I've also got, which was going spare, an IBC tank. So the plan is to put up the greenhouse and attach the IBC tank to it and collect the water. So it all feels very exciting. Also managed to get, well, not get, but what came included was some of the staging and some scaffold boards for the shelves. So I need to get a new set of shelving brackets for them, just because the greenhouse has been there for a very long time, and so it's kind of just been it's rusted a little bit and it's worn a little bit. So I've ordered some new bolts and things for the greenhouse because a lot of them broke off when we were trying to dismantle. So I'm just waiting for those, and a lot of the clips had gone rusty. So I've ordered a new set of those as well. But all very exciting. Not really much has been happening here apart from literally just planning it out, trying to clear the area a bit more. So yeah, it's all been a little bit not boring, but unless you just wanted a time lapse of me digging, it was probably not very exciting. So yeah, I'm so excited. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get the jet wash and give everything a really good clean up, and then I'm also going to start kind of planning out where things are going to go. I've already planned out where the bed is going to go at the other end, which I'll show you in a minute. But I just want to make sure that the greenhouse is kind of going in the right area with the IBC tank. So yeah, I am going to clad this, I think, just so it just looks a little bit nicer, and then I can attach some pots to it as well. So I'll also show you quickly where the beds are going to go. So I'm hoping that you can see the string. Don't know if I get a little bit closer up. So this is kind of where the new big raised bed area is going to go. This looks huge at the moment because it's come out ever so slightly, but it's 1.2 by about 4 up this way. And then I've also put just a 60 centimetre here. I think it's about 60 centimetre bed, just because I have found a grate that is going to go along the back here. So this is 3.4 meters, and it's going to go along the back here. I'll show you what it looks like actually. So this is what it looks like. So I'll put that up at the back, and then I can have all of my like peas and beans and things climbing up that as well, and sweet peas for next year, which will be really exciting, I think. So yeah, I'm very pleased. But first of all, I am literally just going to try, because I haven't got the jet wash yet, just to tidy up the outside of this, and then when I can, I'll get a jet wash to jet wash inside it as well. It's only had water in it, but it's gone a bit like grotty and things. What I do want to do is, I've just moved the IBC tank over, so it's nice and cleared now, but as you can see, it needs a really good wash over. But what I would like to do is just lay out the base of the greenhouse, just to make sure that it's kind of going to be going in the right area, whether I need to move it in slightly, because I'm thinking about putting the fruits along here. So I just need to just double check that it's going to be okay, because the door goes out that way, and I don't know if I'm be confident enough to change that. So I'm just going to move the base bit and just kind of have a little play around. I'll have to cut some of this tree down, unfortunately. Well, not tree, cut it down, but just prune it up a little bit. But yeah, I think this is going to have to be the spot for the greenhouse, because the ground over there is really good, and I don't really want to put that to waste. Well, it's not a waste, but Yeah. Okay, great. So basically, when we got there, right at the end, obviously, base is the last thing to be moved. We didn't realise until we got to the point that the screws for the base had rusted so bad that every time you tried to unscrew them, they just ruined the, I don't know what they call it. I can't think of what they call it. Um, it just kept going round and round and round. So what we've had to do is actually snap the metal base, and then what I will do is take all of the screws out, and I'm debating whether to put on a brick base or a wooden base and just do a couple of sleepers, because I want to raise the IBC tank. And the good thing is that the IBC tank is exact height of the side panels. So what that means is that however high I raise the greenhouse, as long as I raise the IBC tank the same, it will line up quite nicely rather than going up into the roof height as well. And if I put it at the back, it won't look so obvious when I'm actually in the greenhouse as well. So as you can see, this one is still connected. Okay, so that's going to be the rough height, rough dimensions. And there is the possibility of having 2 IBC tanks. I don't know whether that's a little bit extreme, but maybe it might be quite nice to have both of them, given they are free. And there's space for them. One thing I've obviously never had the opportunity for with having an allotment, anyone that has an allotment will know that there are quite a lot of rules and regulations for some of them, especially if they are council run, which I completely understand why, with some bits. However, it does mean that you kind of don't really have artistic freedom to make it as personal as you'd probably like. So this feels like actually having all of this possibility is now overwhelming. So yeah. Okay. Perfect. So as you can see, there's like quite a large area here and still some at the other side. So the idea is that down this side here, I'm going to have all of the fruit. So I don't know whether to move the greenhouse over slightly. So it starts off here. And then I can have a border either side of the allotment, or the greenhouse and the IBC tanks. Or have this all the way up to the edge and just have that start there. I obviously just need to be able to get to the fruit as well. I've been having a little play around. I also had a little visitor, which was nice. So I've just been chatting away. But the idea is then just been having like a little play around with things. So what I'm going to do is the fruit trees or the fruit bushes or whatever will go all the way to the end. I will then have a little bed at the other side, which will be really nice just to have some flowers next to the greenhouse, just to almost like border it in a little bit. I think the door will be here where I am, IBC tank, and if I can't get the other IBC tank, it's not a problem, but if it is going to go spare, then that'll be great. And then what I'll do is I'll block off here as well, and then compost bins, and yeah, do something with here. And then I'm thinking where up until the greenhouse is, if I can get 2 of these, I thought it would be really nice to have just like a table and chairs in this section here, just to kind of have somewhere to like sit outside, but it's still in the shade, and then in the afternoon it becomes quite hot and warm. So yeah, I think this seems like the best way to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go home and just price up how much the brick will cost, because I want to do the greenhouse base and the what's it called? Oh, goodness sake. IBC tank as a brick bottom as well, and then just a 1 level of brick down the side. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be a lot of fun. But that's it for today, and then next time I'm here I'll be able to clean all of the greenhouse down, and I am also debating on whether to spray it a different color. I'm not quite sure yet. I was thinking like a really nice cream with like a brick bottom. I thought would be lovely, but need to just double check the budget, not get too carried away. So yeah, I will see you on the next visit. Day 2, we are back. I had these delivered from Amazon, and they are literally, I don't know if you can see them, but they are apparently standard greenhouse nuts and bolts. So they look, to be fair, exactly like the ones that we took off. So I've got the wrench and I'm ready to go. So what I'm thinking is, I don't have the base yet, but I really need to get the chilies out the garden. So I'm thinking if I can just get it up, it's pretty sturdy, it's not very windy at the moment, the weather's pretty good, and then I think we should be okay. I would love to have given it a really good clean, but I just don't think, unfortunately, it's just gonna be feasible to get it done in time, but I can always give it a clean after. It's really not a problem. So yeah, I think we're just gonna have to crack on and get started. So I think the best thing to do is just kind of start from the bottom and work my way back up again. That's kind of like how we took it apart. So I'm guessing we just work backwards. Only thing about not having anything new is that you obviously don't have a manual. And I didn't either. I was hoping to have taken like a pen with me and marked everything, but I didn't. And sometimes you just gotta go with it, don't you? So I will have to, unfortunately, cut this back. So I'm going to take as many cherries off it as I can and then just give it a little trim. Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane, and as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. That is a corner piece. Luckily, we kind of kept a lot of pieces like connected, so you can kind of roughly gather what pieces are what. There's a lot of this as well which needs to come off, all of these bits, and basically it was where obviously that they'd lost some of the clips, or some of the clips had broken, or for any reason they just didn't have them, and it's why there is one break, which I think is pretty good, to be fair. But it means that some of the windows weren't clipped in. They were just stuck in. So I'm going to try and get as much out as I can now, but I might be able to just do it on another day.
And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within.
I think that's all the main panels, like the main sections. So I think I'm going to get those bits in. They should be pretty secure when I put them in as they are. We'll see how we go. If they're not, I'll just think of another plan. But yeah, I think if I can get those in, that'll be a good start.
Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all.
We are making exceptional progress, given it is just me. We have come into a couple of slight issues. Obviously where I had to break the base in order to actually get it in the car. Unfortunately, some of it is bowed so much out of shape that they don't quite fit. And the same is in the opposite corner here. So what I'm thinking of doing is, if I can get this first like bottom structure of it done, I'll put the other one in here as well, just so it's nice and sturdy, and then I'll take the bottom one off and put it all into shape then. But I'm glad I left the base on, actually, because it has helped hold the pieces up for me. I could have waited for help, but I couldn't guarantee when it would have been, and I just really want it up now. I can be very, very impatient, but yeah, I just wanted it. I've got so many chilies and things and tomatoes, and I just need to make space as well, because I need to sow as many seeds still as I can before we get right until the last bit, really, before it's too late to sow anything. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to crack on with those bits, and then yeah, hopefully we may be able to get the actual structure up today, and then next time I can just focus on the glass. I don't know whether to clean the glass once it's in or afterwards. One of the, like I said before, one of the pieces has broken, so I'm wondering if we can repair that just as like a temporary repair until I can get a pane of glass, which hopefully I might be able to just pick up at like a reclamation yard or something like that, and I'm sure I can figure out a way to cut it into shape if needed. I mean, that's what got us into this mess, isn't it? Thinking that it's fine to figure it out, and somehow managed to get a 2.5 by 2 meter greenhouse in an Audi A3, which isn't very big. But yeah, I'm gonna crack on because it is sweltering now. I'm also having a bit of a forward think, guys, because as you can see, I've only noticed it or thought about it because I saw this hook on one of the posts, and I thought, oh yeah, the rest of them have got brackets for shells on them. However, with the greenhouse ones, they kind of slot in to these. They're square at the top. Let me grab one. Hopefully you can see that, but they're square at the top, and basically they kind of like, at the top there's a slit and you slot them in and then screw them in. And what I'm thinking is I might actually take this one off and just slot a couple of them in, just so that when I've got the brackets and I'm ready, I can just slide them back up and they're ready to go. I'm worried that once I get the glass in, I don't really want to start unscrewing and screwing back in and things. So I'm thinking maybe if we forward think and just chuck a couple down, they might be okay. Oh, so far so good. This is taking about 2 hours, so I'm gonna leave it on its base today, just this plinth bit, just because it is supporting like a little bit more structure for it, and then I will do the other bit, take the other bit off, sorry, when I put the glass on, just because the glass will obviously hold a bit more structure as well. Only thing I'm slightly concerned about, and I can't figure out why, is this part that goes down here doesn't quite fit across to here, and I can't for the life of me understand why, because it's exactly the same as the other side. All of the other ones fit in, but not this one for some reason. So not quite sure. I'm wondering if something is bowed somewhere ever so slightly. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna have to have a little think about, and also think about how I get this off. It would be great to have electrics in the greenhouse, but I don't actually think, or wouldn't quite trust this one to work. And we are up. It is missing a couple bolts and one piece. I'm just trying to figure out where this piece sits in to this corner, and there obviously are a couple of bolts which I couldn't do, one in the far back corner over there, and just still this side one. I tried to move it around and see if it would work, but unfortunately it wouldn't, and then I just got one in this corner as well. So once I take it off the base, it should be absolutely fine, and should all go into place, and then all we have to do is put all of like the glass in it. What I might do is, now that it's up, hopefully if I can get the jet wash in time, I might do a jet wash of while it's like this. I need to take all the string out as well. There are a few string bits in there. I can try and give this a good wash before I put it in. I don't want to jet wash it when it's in there, just because I'm concerned that the pressure would crack it, but very, very pleased. So this has been about 3 hours now, so yeah, I'm really pleased. I'm by myself, so yeah, not too bad for a day's work, but I'm gonna call it a day, just because it is so warm. It is very, very hot now, and I am exhausted. So I think we'll leave the video here as well. We'll do a part 1 and a part 2. So yeah, I hope, well, actually, I don't hope, I know this is just the beginning of like a really exciting journey now. So thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely weekend whenever you're watching this, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.